Hi Gemini, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thanks ever so much for joining me on your video. So we're doing the how does your ex feel about you. Now it's a slightly different reading. This has 12 areas in this particular reading. It is the layout, the spread is very similar to the how does he or she feel about your reading, but I really wanted to expressly do it for people who have exes. So some of you guys might now be involved with somebody. It's not directed towards you guys who have somebody in your life. It's an ex. So this is somebody that you might be thinking about. This is somebody who has been in your life but is no longer in your life. It might be somebody you're wondering, is this person going to return to my life? And this was suggested to me by a few subscribers. Why don't you do the how does your ex feel about you? You can also purchase these on the website as well. The other readings, how does he or she feel about me, has been very successful, but this is precisely geared towards exes. So people who are your ex, you might have broken up with them a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a year ago, whatever it is. But this is the how does your ex feel about you reading, and it follows the same sort of premise as the other reading does. The other reading said we've got 2 extra areas. The extra areas that we look at is what would be, well, I'll tell you the areas that we look at. We look at who the ex is in their life right now. So what's the ex up to? What are they doing? Maybe who are they in their life right now? Number 2, what their strengths or weaknesses are. This goes down here. No, let me start again. So this is who the ex is in position 1. Position 2, what are the ex's strengths as a person. Position 3, what their weaknesses. Position 4, how does the ex feel for you. Position 5, how you feel for the ex. Position 6, what were the strengths in your relationship when you were with the ex. Position 7, what were the weaknesses in the relationship. And position 8, the likelihood of you and this ex getting back together. Position 9 will be the overall outcome analysis of the ex. Position 10, the roadblocks to you and the ex coming back together. So what's blocking you getting back together? Position 11, what would be the outcome of the relationship if you were to get back with the ex? And position 12 will be, if they came back, should you accept? Okay, for this we're using my Pamela Coleman Smith Rider-Waite Tarot deck. We're also using the Clarifier's Hanson Roberts Tarot deck. And let's have a look at what's going on. So Universe Spirit, show me. This is a reading on how the ex feels for Gemini. Okay, so I need you to show me how the ex feels for Gemini. How does the ex feel for Gemini? How does the ex feel for Gemini? How does the ex feel for Gemini? Show me how the ex feels for Gemini. How does the ex feel for Gemini? Show me who the ex is in their life right now in position 1. Position 2, what are the ex's strengths? Position 3, what are the ex's weaknesses as a person? Position 4, how does the ex feel for Gemini? Position 5, how does Gemini feel for the ex? Position 6, what were the strengths in the relationship when Gemini and the ex were together? In position 7, what were the weaknesses in the relationship? Position 8, what is the likelihood of the ex and Gemini coming back together? Position 9, the overall outcome or analysis of the ex as a person. Position 10, what are the roadblocks in, or what's blocking Gemini and this ex coming together? Position 11, what would be the outcome of the relationship if Gemini and the ex were to get back together? And position 12, if they came back together, should Gemini accept? Show me. Alright, so we've shuffled the cards, Gemini. We're going to split the deck into 3, like so. I'm going to collect that back up, and what we're going to start to do. And the good thing is now I can turn the cards around exactly the way that I've shuffled them towards me, and you guys get to see it because the camera is actually behind me. So this is who the ex is right now in this position here. This is what the ex's strengths are as a person. This is what the ex's weaknesses are. Position 4, how the ex feels for you. Position 5, how you feel for the ex. Position 6, what the strengths were in the relationship with the ex. Position 7, which should be down here really. This is position 7 here. What the weaknesses of the relationship were. And position 8, the likelihood of you and the ex coming back together. Position 9, the overall analysis of who the ex is. Position 10, what are the blockages to you and this ex coming back together? Position 11, what would be the outcome of the relationship if you and the ex did get back together? And position 12, what would you do? Should you accept this person's proposal if they came back? Okay, so those are the first areas that we're going to have a look at. And pardon me if the reading is not very long. It's just that I have to be a little bit quicker with this because they are usually around an hour and a half on the website. So there's more clarifiers on the areas on the website. Whereas because I've got so many to do, this is the first of 12 actually that I'm doing today. So let's have a look at who this ex is in their life right now. They might already be in love. The Ace of Cups shows up here. So this person might be in a new relationship because the Ace of Cups represents a relationship, a new relationship, and it represents a person who's at the early stages of a relationship. So that's what your Ace of Cups is. Ace of Cups shows up when you're at the beginning stages of a relationship, or if the relationship is a new relationship. It also represents when somebody has a new beginning, Ace of Cups, or when somebody's heart is open. So Ace of Cups isn't always necessarily that you are in a new relationship, even though there's very strong, it's very strongly alluding to this ex possibly being in a new relationship. The Ace of Cups, that's what it is. It's new love. It's early stages of a relationship. So there is the potential for this ex already to be in a relationship, but it would be a new relationship because it's the Ace of Cups. If not, then this ex is, their heart is probably very open to having a relationship with the Ace of Cups energy. What are this ex's strengths as a person? The Five of Swords is their strength. Not good. In a way, and when we look at the strengths of who this person is, we're not looking at something that's good or bad. It's not like their attributes. We're looking at what they're really good at and what is their strength. Well, they're very good at cutting people out. They're probably very good at hurting people as well, because the Five of Swords represents, when you get sword cards, they represent loss, they represent conflict, they represent struggles. They represent sadness a lot of the time, the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is really saying that because the stronger component of the Five of Swords is this energy here, the third swordsman, this person's probably very good at hurting people, could be quite a smug individual. Looks to me like this person might be pretty calculating as an individual as well, with that Five of Swords showing there. They're really good at hurting people. And with the Five of Swords, what I've noticed is usually when you get it in love as well, this person doesn't often stick around in relationships for very long. They really, really don't, because they tend to get bored. They tend to get very tired. You see these two people walking off here. These are usually this third person's victims, okay? So usually when you get the Five of Swords, this is the person who's cutting out their victims. They're in love. Right now, this person's probably entering into a new relationship. It's early stages. It's early days. Ace of Cups is feelings. It's feeling giddy when it comes to love. They're emotionally very open towards love. Possibly new relationship, definitely with the Ace of Cups. But their strength is they're very good at having control over people. With the Five of Swords showing there is their strength. Their strengths are also, I feel that they are emotionally devoid. They're devoid of emotion, because the Five of Swords doesn't represent somebody who is emotionally open. Not really. Even though this person might be in a new relationship, their strengths are they're very good at taking control of others. The Five of Swords also represents somebody who's very good at putting people down. So when you get a Five of Swords, you might be in a relationship with somebody who's very good at manipulating you through words. Usually it's the kind of words, for example, don't you look fat today? Or this type of person would say, you know, a short skirt doesn't suit you, or you're getting a few wrinkles, maybe you need to do this, maybe why don't you go to the gym, you look like you've put weight on your thighs. That's the type of person the Five of Swords can often turn out to be. They're very good at winning a war. They're a nitpicker. Five of Swords energy type of person has a strength. They're very good at winning arguments. That's what the Five of Swords is, which is why this person has a strength, has power. So this person is a power player. They're very good at garnering power from others. I often feel that the Five of Swords individual can often be a, what do we call, an energy vampire. They tend to sap people off their energy until they break them down. So I don't know whether you're missing out on anybody here, but that's not a good card to show as a strength. They're really good at manipulative tactics, I would say, with this Five of Swords energy. They're very good at putting people down as well, with the Five of Swords energy showing there. This person also, I feel, their strengths are they don't get too attached emotionally. I get the feeling when I look at this Five of Swords as this individual, that this individual is somebody who doesn't allow themselves to love, not truly, not wholly, with this Five of Swords. There always seems to be some form of an agenda I feel that this person might have with the Five of Swords energy. What is this person's weakness? The Magician. So their weakness as a person with the Magician is that they tend to live in an illusion. Because we're looking at what is the person's strengths as a person, but their weakness is the Magician. So the Magician tends to be somebody who, and you know, when I look at a strength in this particular reading, I'm not looking for anything particularly good. I'm just looking at what they're really good at, and they're good at doing that. Their weakness is the Magician. Magicians tend to live in an illusion. So there tend to be people who create smoke screens. So I'm very curious as to whether this person, and it's funny because a lot of reversals went into this deck and you can see they're all upright. So very strong energy with this individual. The weakness of the Magician, as a weakness, it would be somebody who creates they create some form of a smoke screen. They're highly manipulative. Two manipulative cards. One is their strength and one is their weakness. Their weakness also with the Magician energy, this is somebody who wants to create new realities. That's what the Magician does. The Magician takes action, okay? The Magician takes control. That's what the Magician does. The Magician has the ability to use their skills, their tools and their resources to create anything that they want. They hold a wand in the hand. So whatever it is that they think, they tend to work towards manifesting with the hand held down because they're a conduit between heaven and earth. So their weakness really, I feel, is not just that really. I would say with the Magician, the weakness with this individual is probably that they're very, very good at creating illusions. They're very, very good at, and it is a weakness, but the weakness, I suppose, can be interlinked with these two cards here. That in one sense, the strength is that they are devoid, I would say, emotional. I think they're very cut off emotionally. I think that they're highly manipulative with the Five of Swords energy showing there is their strength. And they're really, really good at it. Really good at it because it is their strength. Their weakness is the Magician living in an illusion, because the Magician isn't always about things that manifest. Even though it is a card of manifestation, the card can also, because when these cards were devised, this card was actually devised to think about the Magician as the first port of call when you're thinking about what you want to create. This is the card in a way of fantasy. So it might be that they tell a lot of lies. The card is not reverse no, but you can still get somebody who tells lies and lives in a fantasy world when they're a Magician. So I get the impression this person tells a lot of lies as well, potentially with that Magician, because they're highly manipulative, especially in words and actions. How does this person feel about you? How does his ex feel about you at the moment? The Seven of Swords. They're feeling, how do you feel when you're a Seven of Swords energy? So the Seven of Swords is a deceptive energy. So when you get a Seven of Swords, it depends on how you say, how does this person, more than anything, it's what are their feelings for you, the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords is avoidance, I would say, in terms of feelings, because it's a card that says, I want to move underneath the radar. I don't particularly want to get caught, because it is a card of deception. It is a card that intuits in the tarot when somebody is lying, somebody's putting the wool over your eyes, somebody's getting away with something. So I feel that, and also the Seven of Swords represents somebody who wants to avoid. So I feel their feelings towards you with the Seven of Swords are, it could be that they lied. It could be that they want to avoid you with that Seven of Swords. It could be that they've pulled the wool over your eyes. So I feel that, and also the Seven of Swords means when you're getting away with something, because this person's running off. They've achieved something. They've achieved as much as they can. Another way we could look at this card is their feelings, this person. It might be with the Seven of Swords, because he doesn't take all seven swords. He takes 5 of them and leaves 2 behind. We could also read with this card, well, this person probably feels that they've got as much as they possibly can from you. They've gained as much as they possibly can, and now they're off. Now they're going. Now they've got as much as they want. Now they're off. Now they're leaving. So that Seven of Swords, I feel, in a way, number one, the ex might be thinking to themselves, Gemini, well, I've got as much as I can, as much as I wanted from Gemini, and now I'm leaving. The other way that we could look at it is that their feelings are to avoid you with the Seven of Swords. The other way that we could look at it is that their feelings for you with this Seven of Swords might be, yes, I did deceive Gemini with the Seven of Swords energy. What are your feelings towards this individual? The Hierophant. Well, I feel that your feelings towards them, I don't feel that you're still committed. I think that it's more than likely that you're actually taking the higher ground with this Hierophant. I also feel for some of you guys, your feelings are probably to forgive this individual, because the Hierophant for me can be a card of forgiveness. This person here sits within their own spiritual guidance, okay? This person here is speaking to 2 people and giving them guidance. It's sanctioning something when you get a Hierophant energy. Hierophants is very easy in a love reading to turn to it and say, I want to commit. But the feeling, how you feel about them is the Hierophant. And I feel that you feel in a place of power concerning this person, Gemini, because that's what the Hierophant is. It's to take the higher ground. It's to feel that you are a great authority on a situation, on a person. You can see that the Hierophant, if ever you get stuck with a tarot card, Gemini, look at the figure on the card. What is the figure doing? The figure is sitting, it's sitting above two people. So you can immediately see that somebody is above two people. Somebody has more power. They have more authority over two people. I feel that here you feel in a place of power concerning this person. I feel that you feel in a place of clarity as well with the Hierophant concerning this individual, Gemini. I feel that to a certain extent some of you guys might have forgiven this person as well, forgiven their sin. This person might feel that they've committed a sin towards you as well, but it's how do they feel about you? So we can encompass all sorts of things in terms of how somebody feels towards you. And it might be that they feel the need to avoid. It might be that they feel that they've gained as much as they can with the Seven of Swords. It might be that this person feels that they've deceived you with the Seven of Swords, because the Seven of Swords is a card of deception. But you feel the Hierophant towards them. You feel in a higher place, on a higher plane, sorry, in a place of wisdom, because you've learnt. This is the learner-teacher card. When you get the Hierophant, you've learned something that is very, very important and very big. You've learned a lesson. So I feel that your feelings towards this individual are that you've learned a lesson here. A very important spiritual lesson as well, with the Hierophant energy showing up. What were the strengths within this relationship when you were with them, Gemini? Oh dear, Ten of Cups in the reverse was the strength. Well, I think the strength in this card was knowing that this relationship was not the one for you. Because the Ten of Cups in the reverse represents division in relationships. It represents unhappiness when you get the Ten of Cups energy showing up in a reading. The Ten of Cups energy in the reverse represents a lack of contentment. The strengths as well in this relationship was covering things up though, because the Ten of Cups in the reverse can often be where you're putting a happy face on but you're not really happy. So for some of you guys, the strengths are that you were able to cover up. I think there was a cover up in this relationship. I think that both parties possibly were avoiding something, avoiding the truth within the relationship with the Ten of Cups in the reverse. And that's, you know, when we look at a strength in terms of a situation like this, we've got to look at, well, what was it? Because when we were asking, well, what were the strengths in this relationship? It's what were the good things? What were the things that made it work? And the things that made it work were the Ten of Cups in the reverse. And that was covering up. I feel for a lot of you guys, covering up the unhappiness that some of you guys might have felt within this relationship. But that was the strength. As negative as that is, that was a very, very strong strength within this relationship. Strong strength, what am I saying? That was very much a strength, sorry, I can't get my words out today. There's very much a strength within this relationship. The Ten of Cups in the reverse as well. The strength in the relationship with the Ten of Cups, I feel as well in the reverse, is that maybe both of you were unhappy on your own. You know, there was a sense of feeling maybe isolation, fear at being on your own. Maybe that's why the both of you were together with this Ten of Cups in the reverse. Maybe there was a need for self-reliance with that Ten of Cups in the reverse. Maybe the both of you came from broken homes, for example, with the Ten of Cups in the reverse. Could be something to do with a broken home or a broken family from the past. And as a result of that, the strengths were coming together in that with the Ten of Cups in the reverse. What were the weaknesses in this relationship? The Eight of Swords in the reverse. I think that there might have been a lot of arguments within this relationship, because Eight of Swords in the reverse means clarity, and it also means when you get the Eight of Swords in the upright, this can be somebody who's holding a lot of stuff close to their chest. So this person won't speak. They won't say what's going on with them. If you get a Tower card sitting next to this Eight of Swords, it says somebody's getting something off their chest. They're getting something off their mind. Because this person's very quiet. So in the upright, this person tends to keep things very private. They don't tend to say. But in the reverse, you're being completely transparent and open. So I think the weaknesses were, it was difficult. For some reason, it's an interesting reading, because you've got a reversal here as the weakness and a strength here. That's a reversal too. But this is a kind of negative reversal, and this is a very positive reversal. So you've got the positive reversal as being the weakness, and the negative reversal as being the strength, which is a really interesting kind of changeover of the cards. But your weakness was the Eight of Swords in the reverse. And the Eight of Swords in the reverse means to come clean. It means to be open. So somewhere along the line, I feel that there might have been a lot of arguments going on in this relationship within the Eight of Swords in the reverse. Might have been difficult to curb your language, but then the weakness might have been in the instability of the relationship. Maybe you guys were staying together despite the instability, but the weakness was arguments, not being able to refrain from saying things to one another. Perhaps talking before you thought in terms of the relationship. What is the potential for you guys? What is the likelihood of you coming back together with this individual? I doubt it. Six of Cups is in the reverse. Six of Cups is all about living in the past. And when you live in the past, it usually stays in the past. So I don't think there is the likelihood with this Six of Cups in the reverse. Because Six of Cups in the reverse says, well, this thing very much stays in the past. It's a distant memory. And I feel that this is an unlikely card for you guys to come back together with who this individual is. What is the overall analysis of the ex as a person? Three of Cups in the upright. I think with the Three of Cups in the upright being the overall analysis, this person's quite a social person. I think that this person is looking as an individual to settle down at some point. I think that this person is looking to improve and to build relationships with the Three of Coins energy showing here. Because that's what the Three of Coins is. Three of Coins also, be careful with this card because it can show one person trying to make a choice between two people as well. When you get the Three of Coins, we'll get clarity on that with a couple of cards in a moment. But this person might be as an individual, the overall analysis, it might be that this person does want to get married in the future if they're not already married, or, you know, if they've come out of a divorce. It might be that this person does want to get married in the future. This person does want to set up home. They do want to improve on relationships. They do want to build relationships because that's what the Three of Coins is. When it comes to a love reading, this person is very social. They want to build a relationship. They probably want to get engaged. They probably want to talk about having children with the Three of Coins. They want to move in with the partner. So I think that this ex really does want to build a relationship with someone. What is the overall roadblocks though? So we've done the weakness here, so I'm just getting off track here. What are the overall roadblocks to you guys coming together? Well, you see, it's the Six of Coins. So the block is giving and receiving. So there's two things I can think of with the Six of Coins as being the blockages to you guys, or three things really. The first thing to say with the Six of Coins being a major blockage to you guys really being together with this Six of Coins. Four things. The one thing could be money, financial, socio-economic elements, because sometimes when you get the Six of Coins, one partner has power over the other, probably because they've got more resources than the other individual. The other thing with the Six of Coins, in terms of it being an obstacle, in terms of this relationship, you guys being together, it could be the give and take element, which is what the Six of Coins can represent as well. So how much are you giving to the relationship? Are you receiving enough? Because this person is giving everything and this person is taking, but they're not receiving anything. They might be receiving in terms of some form of emotional satisfaction, but they're not receiving any other type of satisfaction because it's not really an equal relationship. Six of Coins can mean, yes, give and take in relationship. It's a common generalisation of the card, yes. But I like to delve a bit deeper. So one of the things could be, well, how much are you giving and how much is this person taking? That's the obstacle to you guys being together. The other obstacle that we could probably look at for this relationship, major blockage to you guys coming back together, might be this person's a bit of a player at the moment. Six of Coins shows a person who's playing with other people. So this person tends to have flavours of the month. Sometimes they'll look at this direction and say, oh, I like you. And sometimes it will be here, I like you. But there's always somebody else waiting in the wings. What would be the outcome of the relationship if you and the ex were to get back together? The Emperor. There could be stability here with the Emperor energy. Two things about the Emperor as an outcome. Number one, it does show a guy who has complete and utter power. So if we were to look at a person, maybe it might be that one of you has more power than the other, and we can see the power play going on here with the Six of Coins. However, the other side of the Emperor in terms of relationships are building stable, secure, loving relationships where there is a protector in the relationship, somebody who really wants to protect, wants to nurture a relationship, but more probably in a very strong masculine way. We'll get clarity with that because it can kind of be twofold. If they came back, should you accept and say yes, Gemini? Knight of Swords shows up here. So the Knight of Swords would usually say go for it. That's the type of card it is. It's not reversed and it doesn't say, well, no, pause, hold back, don't do it. Knight of Swords is a card that says yes. If you get a Knight of Swords in a yes or no reading, and this is really a yes or no part of the reading, Knight of Swords would say yes, you should go for it with the Knight of Swords energy. So we're asking, should you accept and say yes? So it's really a yes or no, and the Knight of Swords would be a yes. But we're going to see what the clarifiers show up as. It's a really weird reading. So maybe there's something here that could be worked on because the Knight of Swords is the outcome energy. This area really is the yes or no, and Knight of Swords, as I said, would be a yes. So why is this X the Ace of Cups at the moment? Why is Gemini's X showing as the Ace of Cups at the moment, show me? Well, they've got the World, so they might have achieved some success here. Oh yeah, the World and the King of Cups. So this is a lovely combination showing up. It might be that the X was a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces individual. It might be that they're with this individual here. It might be that they've achieved the greatest love. They're in love. Got the World and the King of Cups showing here. Okay, so it might be that they've made a great achievement here. The great achievement would be finding someone that you were very interested in with the World card. It would be finding the one that makes you feel, yeah, I found my soulmate. For some of you guys, I feel that your ex is probably involved with somebody else, the Ace of Cups. It might be that they've found the World with a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancerian, or it might be that they have achieved a relationship, achieved something that makes them feel so good in terms of a relationship because they found someone that they want to settle down with, or somebody who shares their feelings with this King of Cups energy. So I do feel that the ex is probably involved with another individual at the moment. Why is their strength showing as why are they showing as the Five of Swords in terms of their strength as a person? Why is this person showing as the Five of Swords in terms of their strengths? Show me. Well, you've got the Two of Rods. So the Two of Rods is a difficult card in terms of love. It can mean that somebody is often at a crossroads. Somebody finds it difficult to make decisions in terms of love. I think that this person being at a crossroads, so this Two of Wands here, and you've got the Five of Pentacles here. So the Two of Wands, there's a couple of meanings that really we can look at with this card. The Two of Wands, the whole point of the globe being in the person's hands is to say that this person finds it difficult to come out of a comfort zone. So it might be that their strengths are not getting too attached in relationships, okay? Because it might be that with the reason for this is that they are constantly finding it difficult to come out of this comfort zone with the Two of Wands showing here. And this is what destroys the relationships that there is, because the Five of Pentacles means to reject. So the Five of Pentacles is, and also with the Two of Wands being that type of card that suggests somebody finds it difficult because it's an early card. So the Two of Wands can suggest that somebody gets involved in a relationship, but it doesn't last long. So it might be with the Two of Wands that they have all the potential or all of the motivation to move forward, but it might just end in tears with this Five of Coins. They might end up rejecting an individual. They might consistently be at a crossroads, okay, as to whether they want to support someone, because Five of Coins is not just about rejecting people. You can see that there are two people on the card. These two people on the card are people that stick together through thick and thin. This is a card to say that you're in a relationship for better or for worse, and it might be that this person is constantly, you can see how distant this person is. They're looking in at that Five of Coins, so you can see how distant this person is from the Five of Coins. I feel that this person finds it difficult to settle down into relationships. That's what I think is going on, and this is why this person, their strength is the Five of Swords energy. They find it very easy to cut people out. I feel that they find it very easy to cause conflict in relationship, to cause arguments. I feel that this person, in terms of their strengths, finds it very easy to distance themselves in terms of emotions with the Five of Swords energy, and also their strengths are really cutting people out, sometimes for no reason. But I think it's mainly because they kind of distance themselves and they find it very difficult to come out of their comfort zone in terms of being in long-term relationships through thick and thin. So I think that when the going get tough, the tough get going concerning this person with these areas here. Their weakness is the Magician energy, and I think their weakness is, when I look at this card again, it's almost like they start things very quickly. Because if you were to come to me and say, is my husband having an affair, and I got that in the present situation, more than likely they've got an intention to start something. So let's have a look at why their weakness is the Magician. Why is this person's weakness the Magician? Why is this person's weakness the Magician? Show me in two cards. Right, so they hold a lot of secrets here. The High Priestess represents to hold secrets with that High Priestess, Queen of Swords energy, okay? So, also, when you get the, because their weakness is the Magician energy showing up here, it might be when you get a magician energy, this person always has an intention to start something moving forward. That's what the magician does. He's an actor. So it could be if this person creates illusion, their weakness is telling lies and manipulating situation. It might be that they've got a secret individual here, because you've got a high priestess, which can represent a secret, and this could be an individual. So it might be because they've got a secret individual, but also the high priestess represents stagnancy. So when you get a high priestess in a reading, sometimes this can mean things that are very quiet, stable, because the high priestess means stability, and it also means quiet and contentment. But the Queen of Swords showing after that, sometimes when you get the Queen of Swords after a card, it means that this is cancelled out. So for example, if you had a Knight of Swords before a Queen of Swords, sometimes it can mean a cancelled trip, because the Knight of Swords is a card about a trip, travel. The Queen of Swords is somebody who cuts things, so she naturally cuts things out, cancels them. So this is, contentment is often cancelled for me when I look at these two cards, and this is why this weakness is the Magician. I'm seeing a narcissist with the Magician for some of you guys. Somebody who's always got to have that enthusiasm. They've always got to have that excitement. They've always got to be starting things with that Magician. I think that they can't live in contentment. When I look at both cards, it looks to me like this person doesn't like. Whenever anything gets too boring, or whenever anything gets too staid, or anything becomes far too settled, I get the impression that this person needs to create drama, because they need drama in their lives. They always need to have some form of energy around them. It would be very difficult, I feel, for this person. And this probably won't last long. This person's in the throes of love with this area here in terms of who they are in their life right now. They might be in a new relationship with someone, and it's because of the world they've found. The World card is also about finding your destiny, finding your soulmate. King of Cups, somebody you might want to settle down with, or this is them as the King of Cups. They've found true love. King of Cups is also about finding true love. They've found it. They think they've found it here. But the problem with this individual, Gemini, is this. That's their strength. They don't tend to attach emotionally. This person's very emotionally detached as an individual, because they tend to keep themselves at a distance from supporting, from going through a relationship through thick and thin, from supporting an individual, from loving, from being there. They tend to keep themselves at a distance from doing that, the Five of Coins. Five of Coins I'm not reading now as a rejection card. I'm reading this as somebody who's supporting, and they're keeping themselves at a distance. Can you see how the Two of Wands guy is at a distance from the Five of Coins? He tends to keep himself at a distance from doing this, from supporting the partner, from supporting a person, from supporting the person in their lives. And why is that? Because their weakness is the Magician. They've always got to have some form of excitement. They've always got to be starting something, because silence is cancelled out. They don't like it. They hate it. They hate anything that becomes too mundane. And the High Priestess can be about the mundane. And the Queen of Swords naturally needs to cut the mundane out with the Queen of Swords energy. This person doesn't like silence, and they don't like anything that becomes too familiar and too mundane. I think that we have an excitement junkie on our hands here. You can see the Knight of Wands rushing into that now. Can you see that? They're cancelling out that. They're cancelling out the silence of the High Priestess, the mundanity. They hate the mundane, and they're welcome. You see how she welcomes in the excitement? See that? This person's cancelling out the mundane of life, and they're welcoming in the... I just needed to pick another card, because I thought there's something after this that they're welcoming in. They're welcoming in the Knight of Swords. They're not cutting the Knight of Swords. They're welcoming it. This is behind them, and this is in front. This person hates the mundane. They need excitement. How do they feel about you? They feel the Seven of Swords for you. Why does this person feel the Seven of Swords for Gemini? Why does the ex feel the oopsie daisy, feel the Seven of Swords for Gemini? Let me just pick up a couple of cards here. Oh. Sorry, you just caught my weave. Oh man, it needs changing. Do apologise, guys. So why does why does this person feel the Seven of Swords for Gemini? Why does this person feel the Seven of Swords for Gemini? Show me in two cards. The Knight of Pentacles. So again, it just seems to be saying to me, when you get a Knight of Pentacles energy, this person's usually loyal within a relationship. This person is, they feel that they deceived you. I think that this person feels that they deceived you with the Seven of Swords. And I think it's because with the Knight of Coins, in a love reading, it can mean that somebody moves very slow, but we've got a Seven of Wands here, and Seven of Wands often shows somebody who's rejecting you. So being stable. Knight of Coins also in a love reading can mean somebody who is, because of all of the knights, this person is the most stable, they're the most consistent, they're the most reliable, but they can't be reliable. They reject the notion of the Knight of Coins. They don't want reliability. They feel that they deceived you because being loyal is not in their resume. The loyalty of the Knight of Pentacles, sorry, while the Seven of Wands is the card that shows rejection. They're rejecting it. Okay, so this Knight of Coins is rejecting, or they're rejecting the idea, or being stable in a relationship is something that this person rejected with the Seven of Wands energy. Okay, and I think it was because with the Emperor energy and the Moon, this person was probably very concerned. The Emperor energy means to be stable. It means to be responsible. It might be being responsible in this relationship. It might be with the Moon energy that we're very concerned about. Moons don't always mean secrets. Sometimes they literally mean when you're really nervous and you're really concerned and it's causing you anxiety. I think that we're not only looking at perhaps a narcissist here, Gemini, we're looking at somebody who potentially couldn't even grow up. So I feel that this Knight of Coins, being loyal, being consistent, being reliable in this relationship, this person rejected it with the Seven of Wands because having to be responsible and mature with the Emperor energy was causing this person a great deal of concern with the Moon energy. And why do you feel the Hierophant for this person, Gemini? Why does Gemini feel the Hierophant for this ex? Why does Gemini feel the Hierophant for this ex? Show me. Well, the Two of Coins shows here. So the Two of Coins represents to weigh things up. But I think that you've created some balance with the Two of Coins energy. I think that you've weighed up with the Four of Coins. You've got the Four of Cups showing here as well. The Four of Cups represents don't want it. I think that you've weighed up, and I think that you've come to a place with this Two of Coins and the Four of Cups energy, because the Two of Cups coins often means when you're weighing something up, and the Four of Cups can mean, well, I'm not interested, okay? I'm not interested at all. And I think that in a way, you've got a Queen of Cups. I just keep pulling cards when I feel that I need to pull them. So you've got a Queen of Cups showing here. I think that you've weighed up that with the Four of Cups energy, and also the Queen of Cups energy can represent when somebody's depressed or very sad or very down. And I feel that you have weighed up that maybe the rejection, the Four of Cups energy suggests rejection. So maybe you've weighed up that this person rejecting you has made you feel very unhappy with the Queen of Cups energy, and you need to now look towards launching a new relationship with the Three of Wands. Because I do feel that you have now taken the higher ground on this. You've learned a lesson. I would say that your feelings towards this individual, Gemini, is that you have truly learned a lesson with that Hierophant, because you've weighed up that this person who rejected you made you feel very distressed and unhappy with that Queen of Cups, and that now what you need to do, as well as making you feel depressed and upset, I think that your intuition with this Queen of Cups energy is telling you that you need to look towards the future. Okay, you possibly need to look towards a future person. Look for somebody else. King of Wands showing here. Okay, so some of you guys, it might, this isn't commitment. None of you are committed. Well, some of you might be, but from what I can see, your feelings are not one of commitment. Hierophants don't always mean commitment in relationships or in situations, especially when it's an ex. Sometimes this can mean, well, I learned a lesson with the Hierophant energy. And the lesson that you learnt in terms of this individual is, well, Two of Pentacles. It could also be that this person was unstable. It might be that they were juggling other relationships as well, especially as this person shows as being a little bit of an excitement junkie. So the lesson might have been based on that this person was juggling relationships, and that made you feel very unhappy with the Four of Cups. And what you've learned, what you've intuited with the Queen of Cups, because she's also somebody who learns. So what you've learned is that you need to look towards another individual, maybe somebody who was more stable. King of Wands can sometimes be seen as a stable figure in terms of love as well, or somebody who wants to settle down. Why was the strengths in this relationship the Ten of Cups in the reverse for Gemini and this person? Why were the strengths in this relationship in 2 cards or more? The Ten of Cups in the reverse, show me. Well, the Wheel of Fortune represents fate and destiny, and the Eight of Coins. Okay, so again, I just feel that there is a lesson in those cards, because the Eight of Coins doesn't just mean hard work and effort. It also means things that go round in circles as well. Okay, so this can mean when you're consistently putting effort into something but you're not getting anywhere. And the Wheel of Fortune can mean destiny. So you might have been destined to be forever going round in circles. So the strengths in the relationship with this Ten of Cups in the reverse was, I feel, indeed, the arguments, maybe the distance, the problems that happened. Because I think that this was a lesson that needed to be learnt as well. Okay, so I think that it was almost like the strengths were teaching you something in this relationship, that you'd be forever destined to try and work towards building this relationship, working towards making improvements with the Knight of Swords. The Wheel of Fortune I would read as being your destiny. So I think that you guys learnt that your destiny in this relationship is that you would continue to have to work towards making improvements with that Knight of Swords energy showing there. And that's why the strengths in the relationship with the Ten of Cups in the reverse. Okay. I don't think that, when I look at these cards now, I don't think that that strength of the Ten of Cups, some of you guys, it might be that you were able to put a brave face on the situation. Some of you guys might have been able to, with the Ten of Cups in the reverse. In fact, I think that's one of the reasons, one of the explanations of this card reversed is a strength. That some of you guys did put a brave face on. And it might have been because Wheel of Fortune is not just destiny or fate, it's also a card that says things changed. So there might have been a change that came in. That change brought in the need to work harder to bring improvements into the relationship. So I feel that at the beginning of the relationship, as with the beginning of every relationship, things were very smooth for some of you guys. But then with the Wheel of Fortune, suddenly a change came in. And this meant that you had to work harder towards improving this relationship. So therefore, yeah, I do feel the strengths were you held your own. You were able to put a brave face on in this relationship. Some of you guys, the strengths where you really did try. You really did work hard to try and maintain and sustain the relationship. But the weakness was the Eight of Swords. Somebody, I feel, didn't want to be trapped here. Let's have a look at why the weakness was the Eight of Swords. Why was the weakness the Eight of Swords for Gemini in this relationship with this person? Why was the weakness the Eight of Swords in the reverse in 2 to 3 cards? Right, somebody I feel was emotionally distant here within the Eight of Cups energy. 4 of Pentacles energy. So I think that somebody didn't want to be held on to. You can see that the Eight of Cups is walking away from that 4 of Coins. Now 4 of Coins in a love reading can mean somebody who's quite possessive. Alright, so the Eight of Cups, naturally you can see that this person is walking straight past. You can see where he's walking straight past the 4 of Coins guy. He does not want to be held on to, and he doesn't want to be possessed. So I think the weakness was with the Eight of Swords in the reverse. It wasn't arguments. It was a simple case of one of you, and I think it's more than likely going to be the ex. They didn't want to be held down by this relationship with the 4 of Coins. Okay, so this person was trying to avoid being held on to. They were trying to avoid being possessed in this relationship by emotionally detaching themselves with the King of Swords. So the weakness is that somebody didn't feel a sense of togetherness in this relationship, not like you did. Because I think that the strength was what you were doing, Gemini. I think you were the ones that were putting on a brave face. Because the change came in and it required you to work harder towards improving the relationship. So I think this area was you, Gemini. And I think this area is the ex. The weakness was that the ex was feeling trapped. That's the weakness. So the ex was trying to release itself from being trapped. Or feeling trapped. This is what the ex was feeling, because they wanted to remove themselves from you. They wanted to release themselves from feeling held back and possessed within a relationship by emotionally distancing themselves with that King of Swords energy. You might have worked hard to maintain the relationship, but this person certainly didn't. They didn't feel it was worth their time within this relationship reading. The likelihood of you guys coming back together, 6 of Cups in the reverse. Why is the likelihood of Gemini and this person coming back together, the 6 of Cups reverse? Why is the likelihood of Gemini and this person coming back together, the 6 of Cups reverse? Show me. A Queen of Pentacles. There's another individual here. Alright, I think that this is linked up to here. This person seems to be happy with the Queen of Pentacles. There's another individual. So I feel that there's no likelihood of you guys coming back together perhaps with this ex, because this is way in the past. And why is that? I think there is another person that this person is with. This Queen of Pentacles, see, you've got a 6 of Cups. It might be that this person has an ex-wife and children, for example. Have they gone back to that person? Or is it a case of that there's a new kid on the block, the 6 of Cups, that they're having a very lovely time with that 6 of Cups in the upright card here? Because this isn't you. You're not a Queen of Pentacles astrologically. So I think there's somebody else that this person's with. And this follows why it's shown that they're in a relationship with someone. However long that'll last, Who knows? Because they're kind of fucked up here and here, personally. Anytime anything becomes too mundane, it becomes too normal. Sorry, just back there a bit. It becomes too normal, it becomes too homely, it becomes too comfortable. This person tends to be off. Because they don't like stability, they don't like the responsibility. They get really concerned by that. They hate it. They know that they deceived you. Because responsibility, 2 cards in the tarot showing you responsibility, Knight of Coins, Emperor. Both cards show somebody who needs to be loyal, consistent and responsible. It's causing them concern over the Emperor here, and they've rejected the need or the notion to do that here. They're not interested in it. They weren't interested in that, and yet they're in love here. They think that everything is fine and dunky here and here. That's why there's no chance of it coming back, because you're way in the past. 6 of Cups, you're a distant memory. 6 of Cups in the reverse. There's a new kid on the block here, and I think this person thinks that they're in love. But just wait until things settle down, probably with this person. They'll probably be off again. Why is this X showing as being the 3 of Coins? Why is the X showing as a person? The overall analysis of this X. Why is this person? Why is the overall analysis of this X showing as the 3 of Coins energy? Show me. That tried to come out before the Sun. Oh. And the Tower. That's an interesting 2 majors. 2 major cards. Now the Sun is all about confidence. But the Tower is about something that is out of control. The Sun is also about things that are hidden for us, being blinded by the light. But the Tower card is going to come out. I just get the impression that this person is quite... They live in their head quite a bit. Because the Sun is all about confidence, happiness, feeling a sense of positivity. And the Tower is something that is shakeable. I think this person wants some positive changes. I think this person's looking for some positive changes. You might read it differently to me, but the Sun energy is all about positivity, and the Tower card talks about massive changes. So I think this person's looking to make some positive changes. I think that right now this person, the overall analysis is that this person wants to build a long-term relationship with someone with that 3 of Coins. They want marriage, they want to move in with the partner, they want to build a relationship. But I think it's their confidence, or it's something that they're seeing with the Sun energy. The Sun is not always a brilliant card, by the way, in the tarot. Sometimes you can be blinded. So I think that it's because this person is blinded with the Sun energy. Something is out of control concerning this person. I wouldn't necessarily look at those 2 cards and see them as being good together, to be perfectly honest with you. It just doesn't feel that way to me. There's something that blinds this person. They're blind to something here. Why is this, why is the blocks of them coming back together, the 6 of Coins? Why is the block to Gemini and this person coming back together, the 6 of Coins? Because the Lovers. Okay, so you've got a relationship here and the Knight of Cups. Somebody is offering love. You've got Lovers. Lovers means partnership and unions is being offered with the Knight of Cups energy. See, I'm not keen on these energies either. I know it sounds really weird, but the blockage is this, giving too much. I think that the 6 of Coins is all about giving too much in this relationship. That's the blocks of you guys really coming back together, because one of you is giving more than the other. And that's because the reason for this is the Lovers. And the Lovers is all about a union, a partnership, a soulmate connection here. You know, when you get the Lovers, it's one of the strongest cards you can get, Gemini, in terms of love. But love is being offered, and I picked another card. I think it's being offered to a deceiver, the 7 of Swords. You can see how the Knight of Cups puts his cup towards the 7 of Swords. So love is being offered to a deceiver, and that deceiver is whoever this person is. This is not true love, because the 7 of Swords cancelled out the Knight. It cancels out whatever the Knight of Cups is offering. The Lovers is all about love. The Knight of Cups is about an offer. And this is about a deception. So love is being offered, I feel, to the wrong person. Because if you used a keyword on the Seven of Swords, it's all about wrong. So you know what? Love is being offered to the wrong person here. I feel for some of you guys, love was being offered to the wrong person. And that's why there are obstacles to you guys coming back together. Because this Six of Coins, you were giving more than you were receiving because you were offering love to the wrong person, the Seven of Swords. Why is the outcome the Emperor if Gemini were to come back with this person? What would the outcome be, the Emperor? Show me. The Hanged Man. Oh dear, King of Pentacles in the reverse. I think that you'd be left in limbo by somebody who didn't want to settle down. King of Pentacles in the reverse shows when you get a King of Coins in the upright, he's a traditional guy. He wants marriage, he wants kids, he wants a commitment, he wants the whole caboodle. In the reverse, this is a very superficial individual. So you would be left in limbo by somebody who's quite superficial. And the outcome of being that Emperor now, we have to look at it in a more, I hate to say, negative way. Because the Emperor means that I feel the outcome would be this person would be in control. Whoever this person is for you, whoever the ex is, male or female, you would find that this person would have more control over you. There'd be a major blockage. And also when you get Emperors, they represent people who tend to be very uncompromising. Okay, because this person is uncompromising in the tarot. Okay, so not only does this person have great power over you, they're also not willing to deal or compromise with you, Gemini. So I feel that what you'd experience, the overall outcome for this relationship would represent a major blockage in the relationship with the Emperor. It would represent somebody who had more power than you did with this Emperor energy, because you would be left in limbo over an individual who would not fully be committing to you with the King of Coins in the reverse. And the outcome, if they came back, should you accept? Now, the Knight of Swords showed up here. I'm going to see why the Knight of Swords showed up. It might not be a yes. It might be trying to tell us something else. Why would the Knight of Swords be the answer to if this, if the ex came back? Why is the Knight of Swords the answer? We asked if Gemini should accept. And actually, that's you, of course. Knight of Swords is Gemini. Why is Gemini showing as the answer to if this ex came back, if they should accept? Show me 2 cards. Five of Cups in the reverse, so that's healing. Very interesting. Because both are reversed, and death means a return, and Five of Cups means to heal. There could be healing if there was a return. Why would there be healing if there was a return? Why would there be healing if there was a return in 1 to 2 cards? New beginning. There would be an opportunity with the Six of Coins to share, because the Six of Coins also means generosity. But you see, this is the obstacle, so we read it difficult. We read it differently as an obstacle. There'd be an opportunity to share. An opportunity for generosity, compassion, Six of Coins. It's a very weird reading because it's saying, I think that this is a yes. It can't be saying anything else. It's saying, Gemini, you must go for it. You should go for it. Because possibly there'd be healing. The death. But I think the death energy says that maybe if you could turn back the clock, there could be healing. Could be an opportunity to give and receive. An opportunity for generosity with the Six of Coins to occur, because it does represent generosity. Six of Coins is a card about generosity. It's an interesting reading. The only way that, because this is such a small thing here on the outcome, and it's a very weird outcome concerning the rest of the reading. And I think here that this person is excited, because I'm looking at the card, the Sun, and the child is evidently excited on the card. They're excited for major changes to occur. Tower also means major changes. And also the Tower means to try and take down an unstable foundation in order to build again. So I think this person wants to really build itself up. But I don't... This person's weird. They show so many facets of the self. It's unbelievable. So many facets. If they should come back... Well, maybe it shows that they're working on themselves here, the overall analysis. But I don't know whether this person can sustain it because they're showing in the negative here. We're going to get this reading again. How does your ex feel about you? Should you say yes if they come back? Well, the Knight of Swords is you and it's saying go for it, Gemini. Could be healing if you could turn back the clock with the Death card in the reverse. Why? Could be an opportunity to share. Interesting. Let's get this reading again. This person's probably in a new relationship, the ex is. Ace of Cups shows here. It's showing with the World and the King of Cups. This is the greatest love, the greatest relationship this person thinks that they're involved in at the moment, probably. They probably feel like they've found the one as well, for us, to a certain extent with these energies here. However, their strengths are very good at cutting people out that don't serve them. Very good at conflict in relationship. Very good at getting their own way in relationships. Very good at emotionally cutting themselves off with that Five of Swords. They don't tend. This is what bothers me about this individual. It really does, because I don't know whether they've got I don't know whether they've even got a genuine bone in their body. I just don't know whether they have or not. The reason that they're so good at that is because they tend to stand at the outskirts of really involving themselves in relationships with that Five of Coins. They're really good at that. They tend not to really get in there. They might say that they do, but they don't. Because this is somebody who's standing at a distance from having to support a couple of people. So this person finds it very difficult to really get involved and support the partner. Especially if the partner's going through anything, this person finds it really difficult to cope. And that's because the weakness is they're always looking for excitement. The Magician, they're always looking to start something new. And why is that? They hate contentment. Quiet Night in, High Priestess is cancelled. Because this person wants a bit of excitement. This person, it just looks like they really, anytime anything becomes too content, too stable, they get frightened, they get bored, and they need to go. So I think that we're looking at an excitement junkie here. How they feel about you? Well, I feel that they know that they deceived you. Because Knight of Pentacles, the card about being responsible in love. This person being responsible here, they didn't want to know about it, Seven of Wands. Why is that? Well, because they recognise that they would have to grow up and be responsible with the Emperor energy, start acting like a man or a woman, and it was making them feel really, really nervous. Other than that, being in this relationship for the long haul, committed, because Knight of Coins also shows commitment. So being committed with the Knight of Coins, I think that they weren't particularly interested in that with the Seven of Wands. Might be for some of you guys, this person had a secret lover. The Emperor and the Moon show up, so the Moon is all about secrets, and the Emperor can be the person that they were being very secretive about. So there might have been another person on the horizon, or another person around them. Maybe this is the person that they're seeing right now, who knows. How do you feel about them? When you've taken the higher ground, you're feeding into your inner guidance now. You're understanding the situation. You're kind of like, you know what? I'm cool. I'm fine with it. Don't worry about it. I kind of got this on lockdown. I understand what the hell was going on here. And you know what? I forgive you. Praise you. Love you. Be on your way, my son. You know, that's it. Because could be that this person was juggling two relationships, especially if there was a secret person here with the Emperor and the Moon energy involved with them. Okay, often this person as well with the Two of Coins, it might be that they were very busy or saying they were really busy at work, they had their hands full, might have caused you a lot of unhappiness. It might be that this person said, I got my hands full, which is why I can't come to you right now. It might be here that what you've done is you've intuited that you need to look towards another individual. For some of you guys, it might be that this person had their hands full with the Two of Coins here, which is why they couldn't give you the attention that you deserved with the Four of Cups. And what you did, because the Queen of Cups is actually a tarot reader or a psychic, you kind of worked out, your intuition told you that this person was looking towards another individual, that Three of Wands and the King of Wands energy. So it might be that you, it could be male or female, remember the male cards in the tarot, this Emperor and the King of Rods, might have been an Aries individual. Some of you guys might have intuited, yeah, this person had somebody else. So you're taking a higher ground, you're saying, peace and love, see ya, but I know you were seeing someone else. For some of you guys, it might be here that what you're feeling towards this person again is, you know what, forgiveness, it's fine, I'm taking the higher ground on this because, you know, I've weighed up that I was unhappy in this relationship or they were unhappy in this relationship. My intuition, Queen of Cups, is telling me I need to look in a new direction for somebody who really does want to commit to me, the King of Wands. The strength of this relationship, the Ten of Cups in the reverse. I think that you, Gemini, did try and put on a brave face within this relationship, even though you were unhappy with that Ten of Cups in the reverse, because I feel that a change came in which it required you to work really hard towards improving this relationship, to pleasing probably this relationship. And again, that's you. That's you. That's you working hard towards pushing this relationship. Because when you get Knight of Swords in relationship readings, they're about people who try and make improvements. So you guys were trying to work hard towards improving. And that's you guys on the card Knight of Swords. It's a Gemini card trying to improve this relationship. So this is your area. This is what you were doing. The weakness was this person wasn't interested. They wanted to be released from this. They felt trapped. So what they were trying to do was avoid you guys. They were trying to avoid you because they thought that you were being quite possessive. So this person tried avoiding you. Tried avoiding being held onto or being possessed by Gemini, the King of Swords, or this person was avoiding being held onto by emotionally cutting themselves off with that King of Swords energy. The potential for you to come back together, I doubt it. You've got Six of Cups in the reverse. I think that you're a distant memory at the moment for some of these people, potentially, or you're way in the past as far as they're concerned. I think it's because there's somebody else, this Queen of Coins here with the Six of Cups. If this is another individual that they've got a new relationship with, or they're feeling all snug and content with that Six of Cups, she'll be showing us, I feel, the King of Wands energy and the Emperor at the same time. So I think that at the moment they're kind of loved up with another individual for some of you guys. Who they are as a person, the overall assessment, they want to build a relationship, okay? It feels good to them, and also I feel that they're feeling very excited to create some radical changes. Tower card means a radical change, and this is all about feeling positive. So I feel that this person does want to build a relationship, possibly want marriage, because they want to create some radical changes. But the problem is they can't help themselves. They really can't help who they are. They're trying, but they really can't help who they are, okay? The blockages to you guys coming back together are you giving too much, Six of Coins, giving too much. And I think it's because you were offering your love, you were giving your love, lovers in that Knight of Cups. Lovers love giving Knight of Cups. You were giving your love to a false person, Seven of Swords. And I can see why they would be false, because here and here they're all loved up. But if they're like this, it won't take them long before they get rid of whoever this other person is. If they came back, what would be the outcome of the relationship if you were to get back together? They would have a great deal of power over you, I feel, with this Emperor energy. Why is that? Because they would keep you in limbo. Why would they keep you in limbo? Because they're not committing. King of Pentacles in the reverse. Hangman means to be kept in limbo in a relationship by a King of Pentacles in the reverse, somebody who's not fully committing. And I feel that you would have great obstacles. Also, it would be very difficult to compromise with this person. This is the confusing bit, though. If they came back, should you accept, the Knight of Swords would be, it depends on how you see it. Because I often see the Knight of Swords as a yes, yes, you should. It says, yeah, go for it. Why should you go for it? Maybe you could heal by something in the past, by going back and rectifying something with the death energy. Maybe this is internal healing for you. Opportunity to give. Who knows, maybe this person, they don't look very good to me, but maybe somewhere along the line there would be a change in them, somewhere along the line. They do want this. I think this person does want to settle down, but the problem is it's who they are as a person that stops them. They're kind of fucked up as an individual, you know. There are a lot of people out there, they have an ideal that they want to go for. They want a relationship, they want the love, they want the this, they want that. But when it comes to it, this person gets bored, you see. The weakness is they're an excitement junkie, the magician. They're always looking for a new experience. They're always looking for a new experience. Why is that? Because they get bored. High Priestess represents somebody who's mundane, boring. Cancel. Let's cancel the night in and go and have some fun. That's the problem with this individual. They find it very boring to live in the normal world. They live in a fantasy often. But it's saying, yeah, if they came back, go for it. Maybe you would heal by turning the clock back with the death energy. Why is that? An opportunity to share, potentially. Maybe it's an opportunity to have some fun with the Six of Coins. Who knows? But there's an opportunity. Maybe there's an opportunity for you to get back some money. For some of you guys, it could be that this person owes you money. Six of Coins means to pay money. So it could be, well, there's an opportunity for you to get back your money. So it might be, yeah. If they should come back, should you accept? Yeah. Maybe it would be able to heal 5 of Cups in the reverse if you turned back the clock, or if you open something back up here, because there's an opportunity for you guys maybe to get back some money with the 6 of Coins. Maybe you're owed something. Maybe it's time to pay the piper, as it were. However you want to look at that. All right, that's your reading, Gem. I would like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on Carol's Universe, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.